Hello, everyone. Susan Silvers here, Center for Marriage Excellence. Wanted to talk a little bit again today about stress and how to help our partner reduce their stress. Research has shown that stress that comes from issues outside of the marriage can have a very negative effect on the marriage if the partners don't know how to diffuse that stress, how to minimize the negative impact of it. So one of the things I encourage my clients to do is to have a stress-reducing conversation, hopefully every day. That would be the best way to do it, but if not, at least every couple of days. And that stress-reducing conversation is a time when you and your partner each have 10 minutes or up to 20 minutes each, depending on your schedule, to talk about the things outside of your marriage that are causing you stress and to demonstrate empathy and understanding and support for one another. What's important during these conversations is that you're not trying to give advice, you're not trying to solve your partner's problem. All you're trying to do is to understand the situation, understand the stress or the feelings that the situation are causing, and to let your partner know that you've got their back and that you are on their side. So it might sound something like, well, I'm so frustrated because I had a client and now what they're doing is they are just not listening to anything that I'm saying, and it's causing their relationship to be damaged and not to be what it needs to be. Well, my partner's response should be, well, tell me more about that situation. What exactly is it that they're doing? What is it that you think they should be doing? Tell me more. How is this making you feel? So it's a time when my partner simply tries to understand my world and to convey empathy to me. He might say something like, gosh, I could see how that would be really frustrating or really difficult for you, or I can understand why you're upset by that. Even if your partner says something and you're tempted to tell them that they're in the wrong, don't do it. Just instead demonstrate empathy. So if I were to come home and say to my husband, oh man, my boss got all over me today because I was 10 minutes late to the staff meeting. You might be tempted to say, well, don't be late, and then your boss won't get all over you. But that is not showing your partner support and empathy, and that it's you and he against the world. Instead, you'd want to say something like, gosh, I'm really sorry that happened to you. I know that must have been embarrassing to be dressed down in front of the group. The other thing I'd like you to know is that your partner might sometimes express emotions to you that are uncomfortable for you. Depending on your upbringing and how emotions were handled or not handled in your home of origin, it can be uncomfortable for you to sit there and to listen when your spouse is angry, or your spouse is crying or sad, or your spouse is worried or fearful. But it's important to understand that these feelings are not about you. You are not the cause of these feelings. These feelings are coming from something outside of the marriage. And if I didn't already say it, that a stress-reducing conversation is only to address stressors from outside of your relationship. There's something called the State of Your Union meeting that you have to address issues within the meeting, and that has a very specific structure that I can talk about another time. But for right now, if you have difficulty when your partner is expressing emotion, maybe let them know that this is difficult for you, but that you're going to do your best to just be there for them and to listen and to understand and to express compassion and empathy. And the more you do it, the more practice you get, the easier it's going to be for you. It's kind of like you're simply holding the bucket for your partner, where your partner is just kind of putting everything they need to say out there and into that bucket. It's not your job to resolve the issue. It's not your job to criticize or try to correct your partner. It's simply your job to understand them and to be kind and compassionate to them. I encourage you to give this a try. It will help reduce stress from outside your relationship, and it will help you to have a greater understanding of what's going on in your partner's mind and heart. All for now. Hope this helps. Take care.